audience. I had no idea you were up here. I hope I didn't keep you waiting or anything. Really, next time you're creeping around up here in the attic above Horror Hotel, you should, you know, stomp on the floor or something so that we'll hear it downstairs and we'll know you're up here. Anyway, now that you're here, I suppose you probably want to talk about masks, right? Dr. Lady here in your face once again, your host for Weird Old Halloween Masks. And tonight I have one up here, just happened to be lying right here, just barely out of camera range. Can you believe it? It's amazing how frequently that happens. Just happened to find this one of none other than the Werewolf from the movie The Curse of the Werewolf. And if you haven't seen Curse of the Werewolf, which was filmed in 1960, released in 61 by Hammer Films, it is a classic, let me tell you, and you should look for it. Look for it even if you have seen it. It won't hurt you to watch it a second time. Refresh your memory regarding just how good it was, because really it's one of my favorite Wolfman movies of all time. I think it's one of the best werewolf movies in the history of werewolf movies made on planet Earth. I haven't seen all the ones made on other planets, so I have to qualify that statement, you see. But anyway, this is Leon, the werewolf, played by Oliver Reed in Curse of the Werewolf. Did I mention it's a Hammer classic? I think I did. Oliver Reed. And this character has been brought to mask life before in more high-end, elaborate collector edition, pricey busts by people like Harry Inman and Tony Patoco and Henry Alvarez, all of whom took a stab at the Oliver Reed werewolf from Curse of the Werewolf, and all of whom did beautiful likenesses. In all the years of mask making, the only cheap, mass-produced, standard masquerade, fancy dress Halloween party version that I am familiar with is this one. And you see all those others were mostly display busts. They weren't just masks you just put on and wear. No, they were too expensive and elaborate for that. Don Post never came out with a Curse of the Werewolf mask. Elusive Concepts danced around it and did a couple that sort of looked kind of like it, but they were just sort of inspired by. They weren't really cinematically accurate. This one is none other than Oliver Reed, as produced by the people in the UK at Smiffy's. That's right, S-M-I-F-F-Y''S, Smiffy's Novelties. And Smiffy's is a great company that's been around for a long time, specializing in party stuff and novelty items like costume items and practical joke kind of items. And they also have, generally have a line of masks out. This particular one came out in the year 2006, and most people don't seem to know it ever existed. I don't know how many were made over in the UK at Smiffy's. Maybe in the UK every home has one of these, but I rather doubt it. The most peculiar thing about it, and let me just start by saying I like the sculpture. It's not bad, you know. The sculpture, it's simplified, yeah, but it's big enough to be wearable, and it really does have some Oliver Reediness going on, I think. The most peculiar thing about it is that, like many people, the folks at Smiffy's seem to have had the color turned off on their viewing monitor of choice when they watch the film, or are colorblind, and got the color all wrong. When you watch the film, you can see that the Oliver Reed werewolf actually has gray hair, and his face is sort of a pinkish, light pink flesh tone with gray shading. And I don't know what this looks like on your viewing monitor of choice, but in person, this is like a strawberry blonde. This is a light reddish color, and the face is tan, which you could get away with the tan, I think, but it's the wrong hair color. And they even made a very cool shirt to go with it. That was a white frilly shirt to look like the period shirt from the movie, with the front opened and a length of this fur running down in the middle, so it looked like the werewolf with his shirt open and the fur showing, the furry chest, right? Of course, you know what I'm saying. And it was cool, but they did everything the wrong color. And over the years, a lot of people came away thinking that this character was sort of a blonde or a golden yellow color, because of some old tinted stills and posters and lobby cards and some other artwork over the years that's been done that showed the character as blonde werewolf. But actually, his hair is gray in the movie. Now, I don't know if you can see, so I'm going to turn around here, and I'm going to take the styrofoam wig head, which has been painted black, out of it to show you. Creepy, huh? I've got a severed werewolf head in my hand. Show you that the mask is just sort of a 3/4 mask. It doesn't even have a full back. It comes part way down the back of the head, but not all the way. Pretty nice pointy ears, as you can see there. And make sure you can see this. The hair inside is sewn in, rooted, as we call it, or woven right into the latex. And it's not a vinyl mask. It is, in fact, latex. And Smithy's also came out with a licensed, this is licensed, by the way, by Hammer Films. Also came out with a licensed Christopher Lee vampire and a licensed Christopher Lee Frankenstein. But more on those later. Tonight, we're just talking about the Oliver Reed Wolfman right here from Curse of the Werewolf. A good movie that you should see, and a pretty good, I think, low-end, mass-produced, cheap, masquerade, fun kind of mask. It's wearable. It was very low cost. It would have sold for around 30 to 40 bucks American, which is not a lot of money. It has, however, been discontinued some years ago, so there don't seem to be a ton of them out there. Once in a while it comes along. Keep watching on places like eBay and other online sources, or maybe Smithy's will eventually find enough interest in the Hammer Horror Classics to re-release those masks, or do what I wish they would do and release high-end collector versions. But in the meantime, you may still be able to find the low-end Masquerade Party version of the cool Oliver Reed Wolfman from Curse of the Werewolf. And now I have to get back downstairs. I'm sorry to leave you up here, but we're actually having a dinner party downstairs right now, and I need to get back. The only reason I came up here is because some of the guests downstairs asked for lox on their bagel. So that's why I came up. So, good night. We'll see you next time.